Good evening, fellow vapors. This is Cass back at you with another review. Now today we are going to be reviewing the second edition of the Troll RDA from Wotofo. The Troll V1, the very first one they brought out, probably, I don't know, 2 years ago, 18 months ago, is one of my favourite RDAs. I love the airflow, I love the build, and I love the juice wells, and just the flavour in the vape you get off it's fantastic. And they've done it again. They've brought out the V2 and they've made a few upgrades to it. The first upgrade they've brought out for this is that it is no longer a 3-post design, it is now a velocity deck. The second upgrade they've made is they've made the juice well even deeper than the last one. It is now a 10mm juice well. And the third upgrade is the O-rings. Now, I don't know how many of you had this issue, but a lot of people I knew had terrible O-rings initially on their RDAs for the V1. They would fall off, the cap didn't stay on properly, the tolerances were all over the place. It was still a great vape, but that was a big letdown for it. This one they've sorted that out. They've added an extra O-ring on the base. The chuff cap is really quite stiff and that stays in, so when you pull the top cap off, it doesn't take everything with it. It comes with a lovely upgraded Delrin chuff cap. They've got rid of that kind of see-through plastic one that goes a bit yellow after a little bit of time. Again, little issues with the original one, but it didn't really take away from the vape quality. And they've added a lovely metal drip tip that goes on top with a 510 adapter. So, let's have a little vape of this thing. There's a few other additions which I'll come to in the close-up. So let's have a vape and see what she vapes like. It's worth mentioning quickly that I am running this with the coils that came in the box. They are twisted comp wire coils. They're in a dual coil configuration. It's coming out at 0.28 and I've got it on the Limitless Box Mod. I will put a link in the description to my previous video, which is a review on this Limitless Box Mod. Fantastic. One more vape and we'll go down straight to the up and close. Okay, here we go. Here's the Troll in its lovely packaging here. Nice bright colours. Simple. Slide the box out. And here we have the Troll V2 RDA. So, pop that out of here. Have a look at that in a second. Let's see what extra stuff we get. So, we've got the Troll there. In here is a wide bore Delrin chuff cap sort of drip tip with its 2 O-rings there just to pop into the top. And if I pull out the bottom, in here we have various bits. This feels like it could be some cotton. Yep, there we go. We've got some comp wire cotton. We've got some tools and O-rings and things. Just rip that open. Some extra grub screws. I'm just throwing it everywhere. Extra grub screws. A 3-way tool, which is a nice little thing there. Lots of O-rings, little grubs and all sorts. Now we have some twisted 7-wrap coils, 3 of them to be exact. There we go. Also comp wire. So here we have the RDA itself. It is 22mm wide by 24mm high. Now I do believe that is not including the drip tip. Here on the top we have this metal drip tip here, quite a short little thing, and that just pops out, and that's just got 2 O-rings. That's a 510 drip tip, like so. What we have on the side are these 2 giant air holes here, one there and one there, and on the bottom here you have the Troll V2. Now if you look here on the side, there is a lovely protruding 510 pin there. So that'll be fine for all of your various hybrids and mech mods there. There's no real chance of anything bad happening there. That's nice and protruding out there, and it screws out and screws in again. Let's pop the top cap off. And what we have are 4 sets of air hole slits. Now on the original Troll, the air hole slits were on the outer ring, and it was just big gaps on the inner ring. Here we've got 2 horizontal ones. Sorry, 3 horizontal, 3 sideways, 3 horizontal, 3 sideways. Now this does mean that you can really only successfully dual coil this. If you do a single coil, it's probably going to end up being a little bit airy, but that's alright. Now, someone told me that these were for vertical and these were for horizontal coils. Actually, I don't really think it's going to make much of a difference. There we go. And what we have here is a 510 adapter that just pops out. And I grab the chuff cap, and that just pops in like that. I actually think I prefer the chuff cap on this. I thought the original chuff cap on the Troll was fantastic, so I like this. The original issue I had with the Troll was that the O-rings were pants. They were awful. They've sorted that out. In fact, there's 3 here now, and they are good. It is stiff. Velocity deck, as is, is very common now. I'm getting a lot of RDAs, a lot of rebuildable tanks, a lot of everything that you build having a velocity deck. It just makes sense. We do have a 10 millimeter deep juice well there. This thing, you could probably fill up what would be most of a tank into the bottom of this thing. And there's actually, you can see it just under there, undercut posts for extra cotton and extra juice. The holes on this are 2.7 millimeters wide, so nice big fat posts, and you've got these Allen key grub screws on the side. You can just about see that. So 2.7 millimeter wide holes, and you've got Allen key grub screws, which aren't going to back out on you. The other thing that they've done here is that the Allen keys don't go, or the grubs don't go all the way through, so you can tighten these down nicely without having to worry about snapping your wires and your coils. The insulator is made of PEEK insulator, specifically made in Germany, the website says. Again, you've got PEEK insulator around the pin. It's a gold-plated pin, I believe. And it's a very simple design, but that was what made the original Troll so fantastic. It was a simple 3-pin design. It just worked well, tons of airflow. And what they've done on this is they've upgraded all the materials. They've upgraded the deck to a velocity deck, which I think is just what everything should have. Everything's pretty much got it now, but I think the fact that this has it is really, really great. And that ultra deep juice well, you're not going to be getting a dry hit for days off of this thing. Your negative post here is milled straight into the top of the deck with this nice big undercut for extra cotton, and the positive post there is also nice and strong. What I think we should have a look at doing is putting a build on this and seeing how she vapes. So we've covered most of the simple specifications, had a nice little up close and look at this. As you can see, it is very simple. We've got all the various parts here. So let's put some coils in it. And now we've got some coils in there. I say we should cotton it and juice it up. There we go. All juiced, coiled, cottoned. All that's left to do now is slam this cap on, lining the coils up with the holes there. Push it all the way on, like so. You can see them through there, and then take the chuff cap. I'm going to use these ones here, and just slide that into place, and we're good to go. Let's stick this on a mod and go up to the FaceTime, and let's have a vape of this, because I think this is going to be a glorious, glorious vape. Alrighty then, see you up in the FaceTime. Alright, welcome back. We're back in the FaceTime zone. What do you think of that then? It's a wonderfully put together device. Let's talk over some of the pros and the cons of this RDA. The cons to start with then. So the only big issue I have with this is the airflow. Now you have these sort of horizontal and vertical airflows. Now some people have been saying that this is for vertical coiling, this is for horizontal coiling. Actually, I found very little difference. If anything, what I would prefer, these horizontal airflows, which are nice and easy to adjust, and then actually to ditch one of them and have the single coil option. I have known people to not buy this RDA because they like to drip only in a single coil configuration. So to me, it's not really a con, but that fourth airflow hole just doesn't need to be there. There's very little difference between the vertical and the horizontal, other than the horizontal is a little bit easier to control and shut off your airflow. It's not a con to many people, but I like the default open airflow to not be too airy. You find when you're inhaling, sometimes you get more air than you get vape. So I've had to shut this down quite a bit to get a nice warm vape, but if you're just going for those big clouds with the big Larry builds, this is perfect. There really aren't that many more cons to it, in fact, if I'm honest. The pin on it sticks out nicely, so it's great for your hybrids and mechs and all sorts along those lines. It just vapes so well, and that brings me to the pros. There are so many. The whole thing is a pro. The chuff cap is comfortable. Even the drip tip, the 510 drip tip that comes pre-installed, like default installed on it, is wonderful. I just like the larger cap. The airflow is good when you get the configuration right. The decks are easy to build. It is built well. The machining's great. I only had to wash it out once before I used it. There was very little machine oil on it. Again, it's easy to build. It's so easy to build. I can put like half a pad of cotton in this thing. It just never dries out. I can vape and vape and vape and vape and vape, and it will never dry out on me. The clouds, as you can see, are monstrous. You know, if you are a cloud chaser, this is the RDA for you. Yes, it's not a big 24, 25, 30 mil beast, but it chucks clouds like mad. It's built well. The O-rings are a huge improvement. I know on my Troll V1 I had to replace all the O-rings. The tolerances are just right. It sits wonderfully on top of this. It'll go flush on any 22mm device or mech mod or tube, anything along those lines. As far as price point, it will not break the bank. I picked this up from my local vape shop for around £22, £23. In the US, you're probably looking at about $30. I know Wotofo have it on their website for $34.99 in dollars. I haven't looked anywhere else online as such. As I just picked it up from my vape shop. You're looking at around the £20 to £30 mark depending on where you buy it from. It does come in stainless steel and black. The black is very nice. I just chose the stainless steel because I know this is going to fit wonderfully on top of my Noisy Cricket, which is stainless steel, as you've probably seen in some previous videos. It's a great little RDA. It won't cost you the earth. It's a proper little driver. It's simple to build, even simpler now. It's got a velocity deck, and you can get your big builds in there. It's got lovely big post holes. I'm a big fan of the original Troll. I think this one is a lot better, but not in any way where they've had to reinvent anything. For example, if it ain't broke, just make it better. They knew what was good about the last one, the airflow, the well size, all of those things. They knew what was good about them, and they just improved on the things that needed improving on. That's pretty much all there is to say about this. I honestly recommend, if you're not going to pick one up, at least have a blast on one of them. They're fantastic little RDAs. Again, they're not going to cost you the earth, but they'll stand up next to some of those really expensive RDAs, and you're going to get your money's worth. You're going to get an incredible vape, dense cloud, and wonderful flavour. The flavour on this, when you shut down that airflow just a little bit. So, thank you for watching. That has been the Troll V2 RDA review. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. It really helps us out here, and we can get more people on board checking out these videos. Really good fun making them for you. Remember to hit that subscribe button, and I will be coming very soon with some more videos, juice reviews, mods, RDAs and tanks in the next couple of weeks. Thank you again for watching. I've been Cass. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.